South Korea carries out the KF-21, joining first-class gathering of worldwide supersonic warrior stream creators. South Korea divulged its local supersonic stream contender on Friday, joining a selective club of military avionics monsters and making way for a $5.2 billion program it expectations will be a top fare driver and occupations maker. When operational, the KF-21 fly is relied upon to be equipped with a scope of aerial and air-to-surface rockets, and conceivably even air-dispatched journey rockets. The twin-motor contenders will come in single and two-seat adaptations, contingent upon the missions to which they are entrusted. Another period of autonomous safeguard has started, and it's a noteworthy achievement in the improvement of the South Korean flight industry, President Moon Jae-in said at the rollout of the KF-21, nicknamed Borami, or Youthful Falcon prepared for chasing. At the creation plant of Korea Aerospace Industries in Sashin, South Gyeongsang area. Moon said after ground and flight tests are finished, large-scale manufacturing of the KF-21 will start with an objective of 40 planes conveyed by 2028 and 120 by 2032. At the point when full-scale large-scale manufacturing starts, 100,000 extra positions will be made and will have an additional estimation of 5.9 trillion Korean won, $5.2 billion. The impact will be a lot more prominent on the off chance that they're traded, Moon said. South Korea is required to deliver 6 KF-21 models for testing and improvement, the initial 3 to be finished before the current year's over and the following 3 in the principal half of 2022, as indicated by the country's Defense Acquisition Program Administration, DAPA. The KF-21 on the creation line in South Korea recently. Selective Club. While just 65% of the KF-21 is of South Korean beginning, its rollout still denotes a huge accomplishment for a country that doesn't have an extensive history of airplane creation. At the point when the last tests are finished later on, South Korea will turn into the 8th country on the planet that has built up a high-level supersonic contender, an administration articulation said. Those nations are the United States, Russia, China, Japan, France, Sweden, and an European consortium of the United Kingdom, Germany, Italy and Spain. Of those, alone the United States and China have conveyed homegrown-made 5th-age Warrior jets, planes which highlight covetousness innovations. Radar sticking capacities and progressed aeronautics that coordinate locally available and far-off information to give pilots a total continuous image of their activity, as per NATO's Joint Air Power Competence Center. While the DAPA calls the KF-21 a 4.5-age contender fly since it needs, for example, an inside weapons cove that expands secrecy, investigators say it very well might have the option to fly higher and quicker than the most current US-made 5th-age Warrior, the F-35. And still convey a hardy weapons load. The KF-21 is the principal contender airplane made with homegrown innovation, and it shows that South Korea is presently ready to construct Warrior airplane by its own. It will likewise be a venturing stone to grow better contender airplane and work privately created arms, a DAPA articulation to CNN said. The KF-21 is a joint venture between South Korea and Indonesia wherein Seoul holds 80% of offers while Jakarta looks for 20%. South Korea says Indonesia is behind in installments to the undertaking, yet dealings proceed and Jakarta's protection serve was at Friday's rollout. A present photograph delivered by Kai shows laborers of Korea Aerospace Industries, Kai, collect the main model of South Korea's native contender fly at its plant in the southeastern city of Sashin, South Korea in January. Moon saluted Indonesia for its job. Specifically, I thank the Indonesian government for turning into an accomplice who put stock in the capability of South Korea, he said. The new Warrior fly is required to supplant South Korea's F-4 and F-5 contenders, third-age US-planned planes previously presented during the 1960s. As creation runs are expanded, it could likewise supplant South Korea's fourth-age F-16S and F-15KS, expert Abraham 8, boss supervisor of Military Watch magazine, wrote in The Diplomat a year ago. South Korea additionally works F-35 secrecy contenders, getting the first in a 40 fly request in 2018. Abroad deals. While the KF-21 may in the end supplant many contender jets in South Korea's armada, it likewise has huge fare potential since its sticker price is required to be essentially lower than the F-35s the US offers to unfamiliar militaries. Thailand, the Philippines, and potentially even Iraq could be driving customers for the Warrior, 8 composed, taking note of those nations all work a similar sort of airplane the KF-21 will supplant in South Korea's armada. They likewise have been clients for South Korea's natively evolved Fa-50 light assault contender. On the off chance that Seoul is effective in showcasing the KF-21 as a fair item, it will proceed with a pattern for South Korea. As indicated by insights from the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, Seoul's arms sends out were 210% higher from 2016 to 2020 than in the past 5 years, giving South Korea a 2.7% portion of the world's worldwide arms market. Government Representative Lim Seean said Thursday South Korea intends to fabricate its own observation and surveillance capacities, electronic fighting capacity, improve its air safeguards, construct more grounded guided weapons, and secure an autonomous satellite route framework and space war ability, all to be in the main 7 countries in the worldwide flight industry by 2030.